Alright. So, checks all around everybody? Clyde.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yep. Alright.
Wait.
Anybody not good to start?
I think Poppy just left.
Fuck's sake. 1 sec. Just move. Ta-da!
Alright, let me just real quick go and fix
I don't
something
care
up
how you
then.
feel that you've been moved forcefully. All that I do care about
That's
is that
the
you've
wrong
been moved.
one. It's this one.
I don't care if you don't consent.
He touched
We didn't consent. I'm gonna sue you.
I do not care for your non-consent.
He touched
No,
me.
wait. We won a round. Fuck me. That's gonna take longer.
He touched me without consent.
Oh,
Show me on the teddy bear where he touched you.
I'll fucking do it again.
Oh.
I'm tempted to quote that.
I'm tempted to just hit the
Hold
button
it.
again and just leave. At this point. We've peaked early.
We peaked her.
Anyway. Hi, chat. How you doing?
I'm back.
Perfect.
You know, your enthusiasm is inspiring. I wouldn't be able to scream into a yawning chasm of emptiness like that.
Yes, it hasn't even started yet. We already broke there, and
Oh, that caught me completely off guard. Fucking do it again. Do it again.
okay.
All right. Everybody good to go?
Yes.
Papa, you good?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and get ourselves into tonight's game. Well, tonight, same thing. So, as our intrepid adventuring party last left off, after finally finding themselves traveling along the road to, well, search about for an even more drastic measure of saving a previous lord they were still under the charge of, Lord Brokenridge, after finding himself in a rather serious quandary of a creeping sickness that seems to be intent on trying to kill him off, we go ahead and pick ourselves up, just as our party is making their way northward along the long stretch of cobblestone road that seems to connect the lifeblood of the Kamyar provinces. As our party has mainly had smooth sailing and some divots along the way, with minor and petty instances of theft and
Yeah, I wonder who that was.
roleplay. After finally managing to make their way nearly to their halfway point, the small hamlet city of what seemed to have been Oldham and then to the ranch town of Millston, we then pick ourselves up as our party is roughly through the morning, has just been awoken by their own internal clocks, and still remember the sound of hearing the story of some possible incursion of what seemed to, or heard of, seemed to be an orc raiding party that has managed to lodge themselves onto the road traveling eastward towards White Ridge. And they find that no possible, or at least a solution yet, has not been found, as groups of knights and the guards of the road are also been found wanting, as they have not been able to dislodge this this incumbents to trade and livelihood. But as we go ahead and pick ourselves up and get into character and get into our boots, we pick up just as you guys are still milling about inside the tavern in Millston, as the sound of herding cattle and crowing roosters immediately arrives.
Don't spoil it.
I didn't know I was that funny.
No, something else.
Breaking my heart. I see. So, what are you guys wanting to do at this point in time?
I believe the last thing I recall that happened last time was we're trying to discuss a way to get past this orcish roadblock. Since we're crunched on for time, we
Valis,
thought
do you by any chance have any means of clearing a large area of people with a spell?
we were thinking
Cough,
that
cough.
at least initially, but we also don't know what is exactly there. We don't know what if they built defenses or how many are there entirely. But it was apparent that the road guards and knights are fully intent on at least trying to dislodge them. So why don't we just try to make a bit of chaos over where they are? We could probably park up the cart somewhere and just lay siege to it.
Yes, that brings me back to my question. Do you have any means of doing damage to a big area of people with a spell?
I mean, I have my methods.
Yeah, okay, there you go. That's all you had to say.
And
Alright.
he kind of takes out the map a moment, and I'll just use blue to indicate what he's writing. Assuming that they're over here, at least that's what I recall from what Grape said last time. Probably
Yeah.
park. Oh, we could probably hide the cart somewhere around here, or even in the Timbergreen valleys, and just lay assault from the flank. And once people start noticing that the orcs are getting attacked, maybe at least by some chance,
Remember,
the road
you
guards
guys
get
are here at Millston, not at Sudfield.
Oh,
You've
why
already
so
passed Sharefield. You've passed Sudfield. You've made it through the gates of Oldham, and now you're at Millston.
Oh, then why is it
It was-
selected here?
It was over here-ish.
It's right about
Ah,
there, right along the coast road.
Okay, then let me revise my idea because I thought it was over here for some reason.
No, you're good.
And for context, also for everyone here, if I remember correctly, this area is all like very hilly and
It's not
very-
just hilly; it is essentially volcanic highlands.
Okay.
It is essentially think the northern part of Spain, just along that kind of industrial coast. I think you know the one I'm
Mhm.
talking about, Poppy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of volcanic highland.
But that's
Like it
not
is.
volcanic, though.
No, but you understand what I'm talking about, though. The reference I'm
Yeah,
making.
basically just I don't
Hills
know,
everywhere.
the
Large
Pyrenees.
hills. Yeah, essentially.
It's basically a mountain range there.
Yeah, it's essentially. It's like these are very tall hills. They're not mountains, but they're fucking close to it.
Okay, well then the idea is if this is where they are, we could probably park just along the edge of the volcanic highlands, not essentially in the highlands because with our carts it would be very difficult. But let me just change to a different color. My idea is we go from there, come across to here because I believe each of us have our own means to at least get past rough terrain and attack from the flank. This means we only have to deal with their range units, and the people that have to enter melee would either have to come to us.
Alright, well, we can still go in with the carts, even if stealth is not an option. Or we just send someone ahead to scout it out.
Mm. I can go ahead. You know, I'm rather quick on my feet.
You're not quick on your feet at all, you're quick in the air.
I mean, uh, point still stands. We can either go full assault or we try to take them on the flank where we will not at least have to deal with their own melee. If I do know one thing, orcs are freaking scary when up close.
That's why we just take care of them from a very far distance.
Well, which plan are we going? Are we going to go and fully assault them along the main road, or are we going through the volcanic islands?
I mean, all we would have to do is just one of us scouts it out in front. Once they see it, they head back to the cart, and then we stop somewhere along the road, do our assault, and once it's cleared, we just go through. We don't have to park it at the edge of the hills. go there, clear it, and then go back. We'd just be losing time then.
We just have to make sure we don't bite off more than we can chew. Trying to directly assault a orc camp or blockade isn't really the smartest idea. And if anything, I'm
Oh,
only
good
saying
for
this
you. Smart
because
is not part of my vocabulary.
consider this. If that was so simple, then why would the knights and road guard haven't already
Because
dealt with this?
Because as far as I've seen so far, none of the road guards around here had the ability to blow up entire houses with a single snap of their finger.
Let's just go towards the volcanic one, please. It'll be much easier and it'll save us a lot of resources. I'll go scouts, but we should take up the flanks. If a direct assault
Hear
has
me out.
done
We
nothing,
are not going to ride into them. We're just gonna bring the cart as close as we can, and then dismount and flank them. We're not gonna leave the cart at the edge of like all the way and then scout our way through. We just have you going ahead and checking out in
the
front.
last thing I also want to consider is they could have trapped the fucking roads, Rowan.
Alright?
Yes.
That's why you're the scouts.
Zoram, what's your take on this?
Honestly,
Remember, we're trying to be as quick as possible here.
following the road is a faster route. However, I'm pretty sure the likelihood of them just making it that it's an ambush or a blockade is the only thing that they've really done, since from what I understand, orcs are fairly strong and capable enough on their own that they wouldn't need to make a trap, they just need to ambush.
Okay,
So
Plus, if you are
honestly,
flying,
it would just be either an ambush or a blockade.
yeah, and if you are flying, you should be able to see any ambush coming. Because people expect to not be seen from the road, but they don't expect to be seen from all the way in the air.
Yeah, how many people do you expect to be flying through on an open road traveling?
You're probably the only person I've seen do that so far.
So honestly, it might be the smartest decision if you scout ahead while we're riding on the road. So
Plus,
that
if you're
way,
that,
because
plus if
I
you're,
also am a magic caster.
yeah. Plus, if you're that worried about being seen, I can just make you invisible.
it's less about being seen, it's more so to deal with the amount of orcs that are going to be coming here.
Last I checked, orcs aren't acid resistant, so
Yes, I
I can
checked.
deal with
Orcs
them.
aren't resistant to a lot of the things we have, are they now?
We can
I
probably deal
swear,
with them.
overconfidence is what's going to be the death of us. Let's just freaking do this.
Overconfidence is my middle name.
Without
I think
much
we
else,
can handle them.
As you guys are discussing this in the tavern, people have been coming and going as you've been kind of keeping a soft eye out. One of them does kind of perk your interest. You see what looks to be some sort of a merchant covered in dust and dirt. Looks like they've been traveling pretty ruggedly for about past few days. And you see they enter in with a couple of guards who look battered and worse for wear, but they look travel worthy nonetheless.
before Viantis was going to go out, he kind of decides to go see this merchant and I guess introduce himself.
Walk up, and the merchant himself has definitely a higher set to himself than what you're used to with the norm down in Port Ivy. The man has high cheekbones and a very pale complexion toward the northern sun. The robes he wears is definitely much heavier in fabric, much looks to be a mixture of bear pelt with smatterings of snow hair. The hair that he wears and kind of toils down into a small braid that comes down to the front side of his chest is a dirty blonde. The complexion he has is that of, well, if it weren't for his civilized look, he would look like a barbarian. Kind of grumbles. Yes, can I help you?
Greetings. Would he know that he's a merchant by the looks of his clothes?
This guy is dressed like a merchant.
Greetings, merchant. By the looks of you and your companions, seems you've been also dealing with or not faring well with the orcish blockade.
Well, the orcs aren't the reason why we look like this.
Oh. Would mind indulging me on how?
Oh, well, what we ended up happening. We had heard about the orcs while we were coming down through a white ridge, and we had decided to take one of the outlying passages, one of the goat trails through the highlands. And, well, let's just say there are still creatures in the highlands that most people don't want to deal with. Still easier than dealing with the orc, from what I've heard.
You say that there's a goat trail. Interesting. Though if there's creatures that are running amok in it, I wouldn't say it's any better than an orc blockade. Surprised that the knights and road god have not done much about this yet. But, well, they're orcs. It's to be expected. Out of curiosity, and he kind of looks a moment, seeing as they are battered. What kind of merchant are you, perchance?
Looks at you. I'm a merchant, that's all you need know. What business is it of you to know my business?
I'm just curious. You trade with
Go be
potions.
curious to someone else. You've already answered. Well, I've already answered your questions, and I don't feel as though answer yours.
Bad enough. Hope your trades are as good as your luck on the roads. He just says that with a smile and just returns to the party to explain the optional trail. Uh, seems that merchant's arrogancy, but it seems there's another path, and he goes back to his map. I'ma just assume that there's unless you want a dry grape.
Well, you don't actually know where this goat pass is or where this secondary method is. You'd have to ask around to find out about it, or you can travel on the road and hope that you find it.
There's apparently a goat pass somewhere within the volcanic highlands, but we will have to look for it more than likely. It's not the perfect um thing due to the fact that there's beasts, but apparently it's better than the orcs. I still say we should take on the orcs personally, but who knows? What say you guys?
Honestly, I am willing to try just about anything. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Who knows? Maybe the orcs have had some loot that we can indulge ourselves in on our way to White Ridge. But we're already burning time just sitting around, so let's have a round of drinks. This battle, I feel like, is not going to be an easy one by far. Rowan, Clyde, Nedim, are you all ready?
Yep.
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right. And he decides to wave to the bartender and just ask for rations before going, or at least going to park the cart.
All right. So you're going to go ahead and get the cart prepared. Is there anything else anybody else would like to do?
Can I go out looking for a flute again?
Flute?
Yes. Go ahead and make me a general investigation check.
General investigation.
I was gonna
Yes.
say make a flute check.
Make the fluent check.
I got a 4 again.
4. Doesn't seem many people around here are interested in selling flutes or instruments. Seems most of the stuff around here is farming equipment and or sword and shield.
You just see Clyde look so disappointed. Like, another town, another flute not found.
Zorm's just gonna be working on his.
Okay, hold on real quick. What about an accordion? Can I see if there's an accordion?
Oh yes. Can I help her look for an accordion? I would like to help her look for an accordion.
Make an investigation check.
Also, I just
Make an
realized there was
accordion
the man Clyde, not Clyde, the man Rowan poisoned was an accordion player.
We should have taken his accordion.
Make an accordion check.
Okay, I need to clarify one
10.
thing. Rowan
I got a
didn't
10.
poison the person.
He knocked
He-
him out.
No, you only
You
provided
gave
him
him
with
an
freaking... Yeah,
aneurysm.
you only made him have an aneurysm. That the poison activated because of that was purely coincidental.
Congratulations! You just about killed someone just so that way you could win.
Yeah, that's our Rowan. But I got a 10.
10.
Got a 10.
Still no luck. It seems the merchants and most of the sellers around Millston don't sell instruments.
What kind of a crack town is this?
It's almost like instruments are very specialized tools.
Well, you don't see them around much, especially in little villages. You find those more likely in cities, don't you?
If
Don't-
anything.
Don't places need more music? Like,
I mean, people
Spoken like a
prefer-
true bard.
I mean, that's why you have wandering minstrels.
That is a good point. That's why we exist.
You guys exist?
No, that's literally the purpose of a bard.
Why did I just have the mental image of Valis going, you guys exist, and just fading out?
Wait,
It's just like you guys exist. Please.
You guys exist casts invisibility, just disappears out of existence.
bards that aren't the source of every half breed exist.
Looks like
I am a
Clyde.
half-breed. My parents were bards before me. I only pass on the legacy.
Ah, so you were a
you
dragonborn
do.
for a reason, I see. Anyways, let's
Nani?
Excuse me,
Nani?
I'm a
Ow.
half-elf.
Let's continue on our way since Clyde can't find the flute.
Well, as most of you seem to not want to touch the subject of one of your party members bringing out their emotional backstory, you guys immediately beeline it out.
I was gonna.
I helped her look for an accordion, okay?
I know you did.
I was trying to work on the crossbow while like I was waiting for the cart to get set up, but
Okay, hold on. Is Clyde just like so basically a rich kid whose parents didn't want them to learn music, but they really liked music, so they ran away to play music?
No, there's a different reason why. That's a
We'll
different
figure it out.
scandal as
I
to
will
why
tell
he
you,
left his
I-
homeland.
the only thing I can tell you about Clyde is that the stereotype of a bard fucks is true.
Are you evading?
Not what we agreed on.
oh,
That is not what
oh,
Are you evading
Ah,
child
yes.
support?
Clyde's backstory
No.
exposed.
No,
if
he is
she
not.
breathes, she's a thought.
I wish this mug had whiskey in it
Damn.
instead of coffee.
I am
You know-
not touching that.
you know-
Moving on.
Clyde, here's the thing, right? I do evil things, right? Just to be an asshole. But like fucking avoiding children, that's just a whole new level of fucked up.
Let's
That's
stop
just a
that
whole
one.
new level of fucked
That's-
up.
I'm just gonna put this out here right now. Clyde does not have any children.
Because they haven't been born yet.
That we know of.
Anyways,
It's been years.
anyways, Bye, Beth.
Let's go ahead and go try to kill some things.
Yeah, let's go.
We seem to be better at that.
Commit war crimes.
Yes.
Better at
Now-
committing war crimes than
now
talking
you're-
about feelings. That's a fucking
now you're-
t-shirt.
now you're
That's
speaking
a
my language.
t-shirt. Can't talk feelings, so we'll do war crimes instead.
Feelings
That's
are
just a
temporary. War crimes are forever.
Forever.
All right.
Don't look at her. Feelings
So,
are temporary.
getting yourselves loaded back up, you set the cart ready, you get the horses bounded and tethered together.
Feelings are temporary. This war crime will be the end of the rest of your life.
Anyway,
Here we go.
so are you guys going to try and ascertain about the side passages through the highlands, or are you guys just going to follow the main road?
Zorm's down for whatever, so like
I'm
he's
down for
just-
following the main road.
How long will it take on each of the roads? Do we know that yet, or do we
You
have
have no
to figure
idea.
out?
All you know is the main road is the fastest way. You have no idea how long the goat passage takes.
Well, given a previous MO, we should probably just take the main road and bash through all the barricades that are in our way.
If I know anything, is that taking. Oh,
Sorry.
if I know anything, is taking the mines of Moria is going to kill at least our wizard.
Here's the thing, though, right? Technically speaking, we could find a little bit of information and just like cracks his knuckle and does this exact thing. Look at no Mike.
Ruby,
There
by the
we
way,
go,
I don't
the
think we
mountain
have a
trail.
wizard in our party. The closest thing would be a sorcerer,
Well,
or you
that
as an
works
artificer,
too.
I suppose.
Well, either or. One of our either high intelligence or high charisma will die.
Okay, now you're just going for the entire party.
I think I have the highest charisma out of everyone.
You do?
Oh boy.
I never rolled for my stats. I just took the average.
You
because
took the average.
I didn't know we could roll.
I told you we could roll.
Not at the. You told me like when I was already level 3.
Anyway, we're not
Anyways.
unpacking that right now, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on. We will talk about this later.
Okay.
Anyway, so for this, as you all start managing your way across the Millston Bridge, the bridge itself isn't very much of anything to write home about. It looks to be made of a soft wood and stone material that looks to be whatever could have been scavenged from the materials around the Balgrove Highlands. You see, most of the stonework around looks to be black and gray, but almost charcoaly in nature.
It's a fucking bridge.
Yeah, it's a bridge. It's a bridge. Anyway. Sometimes it helps for some people to have a description.
I know. I'm just being an ass.
And suddenly Zoram turns into a donkey.
Well, damn, I didn't think you would have druid that new polymorph.
I don't even have access to polymorph.
I mean,
As you guys travel across the
shape
bridge,
changes.
the guards just allow you to pass through. Pass over the bridge, but you do get a warning. Guards do. If you're traveling over there, careful. You've heard the story of the orc. Avoid them if you can. They'll be dealt with soon enough.
Cause
Yeah.
actually, is there any bounties out for those orcs?
I was about to ask that exact same thing.
Oh, you're glory seekers.
More or
Yeah.
less, someone has to deal
Soon
with
to
it.
be
No,
dead
we're
glory
just idiots.
seekers, I'll say.
So, is that a yes or is that a no?
Well, not that I'm aware of.
Oh well.
All that
Oh.
I really can tell you is that most of the orc down there has been raiding convoys and the merchants therein. So whatever you manage to scrape up there, well, first come, first serve, I suppose.
I see.
You know what? I like
Well,
the sound of
let's see.
that.
Well, thank you for telling us this. And let's see if
There aren't very many laws out here.
Good.
fair enough. Fair enough. Well, thank you for telling us. Let us go. It's either we gain glory in the afterlife or we gain glory saying some greenskins, eh?
You know, prefer me now.
They look at each other, guards, or they're looking for a sword in the gut.
Wouldn't be the
Go
first time.
Start talking. So, are you guys doing your usual spell of long strider on the horses?
No, actually, we
Eh,
should.
no, we are going to be saving our spell slots here.
Okay.
Not committing gas this time.
There's just a barricade, the horses bash right through it.
I mean, it could work.
No, that would probably kill the horses, let's be real.
I mean, horses are temporary.
Money is. We can just buy new
Same
horses
as
with the money
forever.
we get here.
No, bad.
We are terrible people.
Yes,
We,
yes.
we need a druid.
Oh, geez, a druid from last campaign died.
I think it's almost sad that one of the people who's almost committed a team kill is one of the morally most sound people in our party.
Worry, it's about to
Ain't
change.
that a two?
I mean,
That's a real double-edged sword. But
Alright.
let's see. I guess we would just go as close enough to see it in the distance.
Hmm.
Probably like about 200.
You have no idea where this exact camp is. People have been giving you different terms of measurement. You guys have been given a general area. The area that's been circled is maybe about, 3-4 miles across? So anywhere within that area is where those orcs are waiting and or held up. So you have no idea what you're in for.
Then I guess we'll just go along the edge of where it is, and I'll start my scouting there.
Alright. So getting across the bridge and into the rough-trodden highland pathways that this road takes you across. The hills obscure a lot of your vision, most of them towering into the sky. You see the faded sides of bare stone that have been withered away as the dirt and roots from small plants have cracked their way through. As the midday sun slowly starts creeping overhead and baking the lands around you and overheating the horses just a bit. You continue moving forward. After your initial about 5 hours of travel, you start coming around as you keep an eye out onto your map. You start realizing you're coming up on the bend that seems to house these greenskins, as you call them. Would you like to take an eye out, Velas?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Fly on myself.
Okay.
And going to fly up as high as I can to.
So you feel the weightlessness take over your body as almost this feel of an anti-gravity in nature as you start sailing off of your horse. The horse itself just kind of panics for a second as it suddenly feels the weight just removed from its back. But eventually it just kind of, its head pokes up and sees you and puts its head back down and starts getting back together with the cart. You sail through the air and through the open, pretty much almost, it bakes like a kiln. You look down and see that the highlands themselves, while looking cool in nature of the black stone that they're made out of, with the small patches of grass and brush that pretty much just dot the landscape. You see, make a perception check.
Would I have any form of advantage as I'm in the air? So
Uh,
I view.
You being in the air is what's not giving you disadvantage.
Okay. So perception, let's roll. I have a 18.
18.
13 plus 5.
You keep an eye out along the road, and you also keep an eye out through the main highlands. And you actually do see a small path that seems to be a large crevice cracked through the landscape. It seems to be some sort of long, almost like a strip mine. Like somebody cracked open the earth and just mined and raked instead of going deep. You see it takes over the side, and you do see what look to be goats here and there. You see about 5 of them that are currently on the landscape. Some of them are currently hugging the rocks and chewing at roots that are in place. And you see some of them are currently just mewling about. That you also see further down the road as you keep an eye out. You look down and see what looks to be a faint wisp of white smoke.
Make some mental notes, kind of looking back at the roads that trail back moments. And, well, at least someone with level head can deduce that that's the goat's trail that was mentioned by the merchant. He does fly a bit more towards the white smoke, more so in conjunction to investigate it further for a camp.
So you want to fly over and further investigate?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to try and do this stealthily, or are you just going to go in?
Stealthily.
Make me a stealth check. And due to the position where the sun is, it's going to be a little bit easier for you to do this, since looking up into the sky isn't going to be exactly easy.
21.
1. Well, with the sun at your back as you sail through the air, you go over to what actually seems to be a long, thick wooded portion of the outside, pretty much remnants of the highlands that seems to go out into a coastal road. You look over and see what exactly looks to be a small thicket of woods. It's nothing exemplary, but it's enough to hide something. You see a shift in the landscape of what looks to be a large surge of earth that seems to have, over time, eroded and slowly creeped over onto the road, and looks to be small motion that has been, well, someone at some point tried to remove it and push it back to its original place. But keeping an eye out, getting closer and closer, go ahead and make me another perception check.
I got 23, 18 plus 5.
The faint wisp of smoke that you see coming from just behind the thicket of what is visible. As you sail closer and the trees become pretty much the small shading crowd that you're able to use to hide yourself, you find you don't see orcs. What you see here looks to be some sort of small hunting party, and 2 men sitting around a small campfire. No orc in sight. Not that you can see, at least. Do you want to get closer?
Yeah, he'll float down a little closer. Just
Floating down, you start getting pretty much intertwined with the leaves and branches of these thin trees that manage to take up the long portion of this position. And the small snapping sounds of you breaking your way through, eventually gives way, and you do see you've attracted the attention of one of the hunters. He looks over, looks into the trees. Shh. Did you hear that? Oh, I didn't hear nothing. Why is you gotta be so uppity about these things? Well, and they start talking softer and softer that it's becoming imperceptible unless you want to get closer.
He thinks about it, but decides not to dwell on it. They aren't orcs, so it's not like he needs to kill them. Though.
They don't seem to be orcs.
Joke's on you, they're goblins. And I'm kidding. After a while, he just recasts fly and goes off to try to see if he could have better luck trying to find the orcs.
Okay, go ahead and make me an investigation check.
I'll be right back.
Okay,
Understood.
investigation 15 plus 5, so that's a dirty 20.
Mhm. You start sailing your way through the woods, and you're flying low. The trees themselves aren't exactly helping you. The spindly branches they have are easily broken. Doing your best to try and avoid them, you manage to seem to be some sort of small animal that's breaking its way through this thicket. But you're still noticeable. As you continue moving, you start smelling something. It smells rancid. That's your first inclination from what you can tell.
I like the smell of that. But that'll lead to nothing. And he does follow at least that trail of.
It's not a trail, it's a scent.
Well, not a scent. Well, if it gets stronger, he knows that he's getting closer to it, is what I meant.
Okay. Flying your way through, you eventually start smelling. This rancid stench just gets worse as you start going closer, and pretty much the further east and northeast you go, it gets worse. And then you start smelling paint. Not the usual paint you're used to. It almost smells like a tribal paint. Something a shaman might use.
Real quick, can we say where on the map this would be at? Because I know the trail would be like, say something like there, but where would
Alright, let me give you a small inclination. So, here is your trail. It kind of sails off through and around here. It crags off into the hills and then makes its way here. That's what you were able to see, right? That's the goat path. The thicket that you ran into is just about here along the road. And you're smelling this kind of tribalistic paint just about there.
he takes a moment, and as he is, I'm assuming in that proximity where the paint is, he does keep going, but he does so with more caution, trying to at least get low enough so that way he was around the barks of the tree, but not enough to like rustle through leaves. So he's just under that height.
Okay. No, I get it. I know.
Um,
Go ahead and make me another stealth check.
And I presume it's night by now.
Not exactly. You guys took off pretty much somewhat mid-morning.
Hmm.
So 5 hours, it's late afternoon.
Okay, stealth check 13 plus 4, which is 17.
Good to know. Continue to flying your way through. You go in and the smell gets worse, and just as you push through this last portion of what seems to be a ring of trees that seem to break out into a small clearing, you see what's causing the stench. It looks to be a goat. You see it's been almost held aloft into a tree. You see as the head itself has been split. The flesh has been kind of peeled apart and opened up. The eyes popped out and almost placed with two large spikes through its nostril cavity. You see as the horns have been removed and stapled into the tree, giving it almost a disembodied look. Then, following down, you find out just what happened to the real body. You see the chest cavity has been split open and almost just completely rearranged. You watch this and see as the ribs look to have been completely upended, removed and broken and placed in several different positions. And you start looking at it and you see what almost seems to be some sort of a mural. Go ahead and make your religion check.
I have gotten. Oh, the bot left. I
Because
have
I need
gotten
something
a
better.
Bot
14.
couldn't take it.
14 on religion.
14. You have no idea what this is. You just know it's some sort of effigy. And just as you... Do you want to get a closer look at it?
I think he prefers just remaining hidden than.
Alright.
He knows it's a dead goat. That's all he really could care about. He's more perceptive, or trying to be more perceptive,
Make a
looking
perception
around,
check.
trying to see if there's any trail where this thing had been dragged off of. So perception, let us do this. 17.
You start looking around and you start seeing more of these effigies. But these aren't goats. These are people. You start seeing the cracked open suits of armor of knights. You see it's been broken and banged upon as if somebody took the blunt end of an axe and just beat it until it became almost like an open can. You see as bits of this armor still have bits of flesh and bone in them, as it seems whatever took them apart was strong enough to just completely dislodge whatever flesh was currently managing to keep it together. You see the broken armor itself is still dotted about as if some sickened way of perverting a scarecrow. And you see as they're denoted around almost like someone might have an ornamental suit of armor currently ringing around the trees around this goat.
Thickening. So, he can make a clear decision that it's the orcs are somewhere around this area, so he at least knows the general vicinity. So he's gonna break through the tree line and fly back.
Alright.
Designed to play it safe than rather become too risky to see the actual orcs. If one thing he can take a guess on is these are warnings at the very best.
Alright. So you immediately, quickly sail your way through the trees. No given caution. So you break through it and you create a lot of noise. Let's see. Does a 16 hit?
Nope.
So as you are currently sailing your way through the trees, you hear what's like, and you look over and you see just sailing by you looks to be some sort of a crude crossbow bolt that sails through the air. And get a quick glance behind you and you don't see where it came from. And then you break out the top of the trees and continue flying away. After about 45 minutes or so, you return to the party, most of them sitting around, gingerly waiting for you.
Well then, seems like I figured out where the goat trail is, and well, judging by how I almost got shot, where the orcs, at least, crawl. So he soon takes out his map from his navigation kit and at least marks some on the map of where he at least encountered such.
All right. You can go ahead and put on the little map where you found the thicket and you sketch it out in this charcoal pen that you have. And then you also just gently sketch over and you describe to everyone just what you saw. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, Alice, are you still combat ready?
I might need to take a. Well, let's see. How long was it from going to and from?
Flying?
Like overall.
30 minutes each way.
Flight only
How
lasts 10
mi-
minutes though, doesn't it? Hold on.
I'll be enough to do at least some damage. So we might want to just. We can go ahead and try. I'll
Well,
manage.
odds for shot. Let's go.
Actually,
Or
if it took 30 minutes for me to fly around, how long would it take to go to here on cart?
Get there on cart.
Like horse and drawn cart.
Getting there,
I would say
that'd
we
take
use
you
the,
about another 45 minutes. So
would
you're
say-
starting to get into where the afternoon is blending into the evening and the sun is starting to set.
I should be warning you though, they do have some, I presume, scouts at least within that area. So they might have a somewhat, this is my own assumption, they may have something along the edge to watch for those. Anyways, let's get going. And I gotta be right back a minute.
Don't know. I was gonna ask if all was something.
All right.
Ask me now. You can ask me now.
Valis is probably a bit tired from this, but who here is currently the most combat capable?
I haven't used any spells, so
I got 2 rapiers.
Can you use both of them at once, though?
Right.
You could, not efficiently, but you could.
Yeah. I mean, you can get the dual wielding feat and use both at once.
I have no feet, so yay!
All right.
because I
Well,
currently in total have about 6 spell slots.
I should be able to make 2 of us invisible. No, wait. I can make 4 of us invisible. Between the 4 of us, will we be able to take them out?
Well, if you can clump them together, I can potentially cover them all in acid.
I have detect.
I mean, if we send a Naren, get them to clump around him, and then somehow whisk him out of there before it all happens.
If you were to cast fly on him,
My God.
But no one's able to cast fly on him. That's the issue.
Volus can't use fly after all that. I'm assuming
No.
then. Hold on here. Let me see what I have here for a quick moment.
Can we jimmy rig something so we can fly?
No, that won't work. Actually, if I can hold a spell. If I hold a spell long enough for him to clump them all together, and then him to get out of the way in the last few seconds of me casting it, it could work. Because Narum is a lot faster than me, from what I can tell.
Not a lot faster, but
Well, he is.
he's decently fast.
He's faster than Zoram.
Yeah, fair enough.
And he can definitely get out of the way.
Yeah.
The question, yeah, but I'm saying this out of character. We still have to consider a lot.
I'm back.
Hi, we're discussing a
Welcome back.
plan.
They're
Well-
discussing using you as a scapegoat.
Not again.
So,
I mean, ultimate.
essentially, Zoram just proposed that we clump them all together.
Valis, have you seen? Did they have any sort of like large, important-looking tents or something? Or were they all out in the open?
Sadly, I did not see many. All I know is they have a lot of range weaponry.
Do they
But
have a tent?
Not that I'm aware of.
So they're just all sleeping in the open then.
I couldn't see a camp, truth be told, because there were a lot of effigies. And granted of how many... My own understanding. They're settling, at least, that they're placing all of these things around.
What sort of effigies?
He goes ahead and describes both the human or the people and the goat effigy to them.
They have anything altar-looking?
Not that I was able to see.
Because if not, my plan would be we could set something that might be important to them on fire, which would make them, like, I guess, clump up in order to try to put it out.
See, the thing is the spell that I can use only works in a line. So
Okay,
I
well,
can
good.
cover a 30-foot area. I can cover a 30-foot long area, 5 feet wide, with acid. But that is implying that all of them are in a line.
I mean, at best, we could just cause some form of noise, a distraction, get them to go there, and maybe try to pick them off one by one as quickly as we can.
Volus, did you see any boulders?
Would he have seen any? We kind of looked at there and just like...
I have a plan that could work.
I have a large reduce as well, if that's what you're thinking.
Dad, I just only saw a bunch of freaking trees. You think I'm gonna pay attention to a boulder? But I didn't see any large rocks. All I saw was trees.
Did you have any way of putting that acid into a vial?
It's magic, so...
Sad. I mean, next time we could perhaps get an acid vial and then just cast enlarge on the acid vial and throw it.
Like, me and Narum are both dragonborns, but we don't use that kind of breath.
I mean, I can let you guys do that.
Well, I mean, I'd say we just like start moving towards them, and once we're close, we'll find a better plan. But we can still plan as we're
As you
moving.
guys wait around and continue talking, the sun is getting lower and lower,
Yeah, so
and
let's start moving.
it's getting dark out.
I'm just thinking here as we're moving, because at my disposal I have 1, 2, 3, 4, really 4 offensive spells.
You guys forget that I can let you guys breathe a different breath.
Yeah, but that is also only in a cone.
I mean,
We'd have
it's
to get
still-
within 15 feet of them, and I don't want to get 15 feet in front of an orc. That does not sound like fun to me.
Well, you get 15 feet, or you cast the acid, well, not sorry, not the acid, what your breath, and then you run away.
Isn't like the breath weapon like 60 feet?
You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is when the DM is just kind of giggling in the background because the players are planning for a lot of shit that they don't know is there.
Oh no. We can keep going.
Look, how about
how
this?
far
for-
how sorry, just a little thing. How far away are we from said position?
I
Would
thought
you
you
say?
guys were moving along, so we're about 45 minutes away. give or
Okay,
take.
with it, I'm going to spend some time casting Detect Magic ritually, just so that way, if any sort of magical bullshit decides to come up, we can
Maybe
kind
it
of
would
be
be
aware
better.
of it.
I guess. Let me see if I have, because I'll do something in conjunction to that. Whilst he's doing detect magic, I will be doing. Oh wait, never mind. I cannot do find traps, so never mind. He's just going to rest a little, at least to prepare for the fight, since
Okay.
he's already flew around.
Hey, Niram.
What's up?
All right. Well, we are going to be fighting. You are most likely going to be the center of it, right?
Yeah,
he's
as
gonna,
per
like,
usual.
He's going to hand him the hockey puck. If he gets surrounded by too many people, just use that.
It's just a nuke.
It's a the spell storing hockey puck has a 3rd level thunder wave in it.
Nerem is concerned, but he will take it.
You've seen me use it before. I suppose you can more or less gauge how to use it.
I mean, yes,
Or
I've
how to
seen you use
position
it
yourself
before,
for
but
it.
that doesn't mean that I'm any less concerned. You remember what happened last time you used this fucking spell?
Well, yeah, but this time the blood is on your hands.
Potentially, I want to save my spells for any big dudes that are there. So
They're orcs. They're all going to be big.
any really threatening guys, like a
Volus?
spellcaster.
Volus, make me an intelligence check.
And you just see this look of real. He sighs, letting the rest of the party do what they do, just enjoying his rest.
But Volus, I need you to make me an intelligence check.
Okay, time to roll an intelligence check to
Yep.
see how much brain cells I lost.
How many brain
19.
cells did you lose?
19. No normal orc has the power to pull apart armor.
Oh.
No normal orc has that power.
Oh. And I guess he just they actually just sits up and just like, oh wait, I remember something. Whatever pulled apart those or made those effigies, probably isn't a normal orc.
Oh, so
So they
I
just
should
had
definitely find a 40-pound boulder and just prepare to squish something.
I mean, if I just cast a
Probably.
spell on Niram, he could probably do the same, pull apart armor itself.
Well, I don't know about that one.
Or if it's an enemy and he just insulted your mother, perhaps.
Naram's just
Right,
gonna
then.
shake his head and fucking. He's resigned his fate at this point.
You've sealed your fate.
I mean, given what happened in the fucking night, like a couple days ago, he thinks his life is fucked anyway. Might as well roll along with whatever shit's going on.
Fair enough.
Right. How about this? We go in. We attack them by surprise. I can cause a distraction or whatever we need. And whenever the thing that you're worried about shows up, we just focus that as quick as we can. We're just kind of wasting time over here planning on that. And we're planning for something that we don't even know exists.
The longer you guys have been talking, the lower the sun is getting. It's getting darker.
So yeah, Niram over here, and if I'm not mistaken, Zornim as well, you can't do jack shit in the dark.
I
So
wouldn't be
let's get
so
our
sure
ass
about that one.
Alright, well, shut up, but Zornim is still there.
Hey, I thought we were still moving.
You guys got the cart to where you wanted to at the edge of the thicket, and you stopped and started talking.
Yes,
So you guys have been making a shitload of noise, talking to each other, arguing, discussing plans, at the edge of a thicket where you think there are orcs of unusual size, or at least unusual power, with some sort of effigy, and you're talking loudly on the side of the road where you think they are.
Which is why I'm
Right.
saying we should start doing this before we do anything else. That's worse.
Let's go. Alright. I'd say, Niram, how good are you traversing through rough terrain?
About as good as anyone.
Honestly, it's better than not traversing at all. So we're just gonna have to do it.
When I say like rough, just out of character, when I say rough terrain, I'm like referring to, just unroaded.
Yeah,
Anything that's not on the road.
there's nothing special about Naram. He's
Right,
as good as your
He's
average
Naram.
person.
He is Niram, and I am kind of looking for the meat shield.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Little
Alright,
puny bard.
Niram and I take the lead.
Alright, so Niram and Roan taking the lead.
And the rest of you, I guess, follow up. And we will attempt to, I guess, I'll cause a distraction. Try to split them up a little bit. Niram, you do your things to whichever one split off, and the rest of us will just start bombarding the others with whatever we have. And I'm going to cast invisibility at 3rd level onto myself and onto Niram.
Okay. So, allow me to go ahead and get something up for you guys. It's going to be a quick model. It's kind of denoting the small clearing that you guys are going to be walking into.
I am back.
Hello. Alright.
What have I missed?
A lot of talking and discussion.
You missed literally nothing.
Okay, nothing important. Got it.
Alright. You have your effigies here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, you guys are coming up to it, being led from behind by Vullis. You guys would have some idea as to where you're going. So, Clyde, you're behind them. Vullis behind them. Zoram, you're in the center.
I wish I could see it because I can't load the stream.
Here. I'll stream really quick.
Thank you very much, good sir. Oh, 2 people
We
are
both did
streaming.
it. There you go.
Thank you very much.
We are kind. All right.
But Niram, I'll watch Grape stream so that way you don't end up lagging.
Should be fine.
Yeah, his computer's much better than mine. So
I wouldn't say
Then
much
I'll
better,
I'm
but
just
it's
gonna say
decent.
his is much better than mine.
Then I'll watch you, good sir. Thank you very much.
All right, but continuing on, as this goes on, continue moving forward. It's quiet. Not a sound of a crow, bird, nothing. Not even the flapping of a bird's wings. The silent rustle of the thicket overhead, the leaves slowly whispering and talking through the air. It's quiet. And as the sun is setting, the thicket does not allow any sunlight in. So it's dark in here. So you continue moving forward. Rowan and Niram, you both continue watching, and you see just what was described to you. You see the desecrated corpses of knights and men. The goat that's been upended and turned into this hideous thing.
I think there's at least one blood eagle.
And as you start getting closer and closer, you start realizing there is light. It seems to be coming from a soft light from behind the helmets of these effigies. You see, it's almost like a candlelight that flickers from behind the helmets, casting a soft illumination in this circle around them.
Is there actual candles in there?
You have no idea.
Rowan's just being like very carefully, ready to jump back at anything that might happen. Into one of the helmets.
You guys continue moving forward. Do you want to make me anything, or are you guys just walking forward?
A passive perception check at 12.
Go ahead and make me a perception check, Clyde.
The dice don't want to be opened. Alright, hold on. I just need to quickly look at my perception real quick. Okay, +4 plus charisma.
No, perception,
No.
not persuasion. Perception,
Oh,
wisdom.
perception. Wait. Oh, wisdom.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
based on
Okay.
wisdom.
My bad.
Hey, it's all right.
I don't get any bonus. I got a 10. These dice suck.
Whatever it is, it's creepy as fuck in here.
May I also make my perception check?
Yes, you may.
That is. Where's the d20s? There it is.
It's 16.
So that's 18.
You see something that looks to be some sort of a long, stretched out coat. You can see currently laying just about here, almost prostrate in front of the tree. Something Vullis probably hadn't seen when he flew over. But what looks to be some sort of a roughly 6 foot long piece of fabric. It looks to be a long traveling coat that's covered in a thin sheet of smatterings of blood, viscera. You see bits and pieces of intestine and ram's horn that seems to denote and cover it.
Ew.
And you see soft movement coming from underneath it.
Oh boy.
Like, is the movement below it large, or is it just like?
Looks to be the same size as what's on as the coat. It seems to be the same size as this. English is failing me at the moment. Cloak. Thank you.
Is there anything else around?
You have no idea. You're looking around. It is dark, and whatever is hiding is hiding. However, you do smell paint, and it smells purple.
What?
You don't know how to describe it, but it smells purple.
Can you smell purple?
You play Lulu.
I'll allow it.
I would have said synesthesia, but that works as well, I guess.
It's either synesthesia or a lot of crack.
Anyway,
All right. Rowan is going to. God, how the. Is there any way to just go full on dog mode and try to sniff out where the paint is coming from?
For a second I thought you were going to do something productive, but then nope.
I am doing something productive. I promise.
all right. So, as you keeping an eye out, just trying to smell, it's coming from around you. It's permeating the air. It's thick. It's dense. It's almost like a cloud. Like it's all around you.
Are the effigies painted by any chance?
Effigies? No, they're
Yeah.
not painted. They are, the only paint they have on them is the blood and viscera left on them from before.
All right.
By the way, can you guys see this model, or is it just a blip
Yeah,
for you?
we can see it.
Okay.
Well, I
Yeah.
can see it.
It's
Let me check
visible.
the
We just
quick.
zoom in a bit. Oh, it's a little like blob.
Oh, fuck. One second, let me
Rowan
see.
is going to wander around here.
Here, let me.
Give me a second. It's loading in.
Let's save it. No, it's still.
Clyde's
Fuck.
gonna stick around Rowan.
Oh, okay.
Rowan is currently invisible.
Oh,
Same with Naram, apparently.
Yeah, he's gonna say, wait for I suppose us to attack before you attack and reveal your location. Just hide in the meantime. He's just gonna whisper that and then wander over here, even though the rest don't see him.
All right. But as you start making your way slowly forward, continue walking, as you are currently invisible. You are invisible.
He's going to be walking very careful, looking
Go
at
ahead.
the ground, making sure there's no traps or anything.
Make me a stealth check, and then an investigation check.
May I do that stealth at advantage? Due to the nature of being invisible?
The invisibility isn't going to help you here.
Well, that is a 7, so that brings me up to 16.
16. It's quiet. You hear what sounds like soft murmuring. What languages do you know?
I know Common, Elven, Orc, and Goblin.
You have no idea what this language is.
Concern.
can I? Even though he's invisible, can I cast comprehend language for him?
I think you need to be able to see me.
Yeah. Also, I think that's a self spell.
It is a self spell.
Yeah,
Damn
or a
it.
touch spell, but it still wouldn't be able to hit me.
Yeah, but alright, so as this is happening, just continue watching, and you see as there's finally movement from underneath the cloak, and you see two long arms come out from underneath it. Not green, not fleshy, but furry, paw-like, This is a knoll. You watch as its hands and arms come out from underneath it and brace itself against the ground and slowly push itself up. You see as the taut muscles flex from underneath this almost raggedy and cracked fur and flesh that it has. This looks to be almost starved. It doesn't look strong. It looks frail and weak. You see as it slowly starts pushing itself up. It stands. And you watch as its arms start making these long, almost pronounced motions, making almost runic sigils in the air. As this murmuring becomes louder, almost into a chant. Do any of you speak Infernal?
I remember that spoke Infernal
And
was
I
gone.
cast comprehend
Hold
language.
on.
I think the only
Just
person
the-
who spoke in Infernal in
I
our
do.
party was... Oh,
Why didn't you say so earlier?
So, Clyde, yes, you comprehend languages and you know what this person is speaking. You don't know the
That-
language, but you understand it.
That
Zoram, you speak Infernal, you said?
No, I was checking to see if
Oh,
I spoke it. I do not.
Does anybody here speak Infernal?
I do.
Okay, Volus. Volus, the soft Infernal that you hear being spoken is almost nonsense words. You hear the sound of green, circle, square, sky, cloud, death.
And that just summarized the entirety of Squid Games. Shit.
What can I say? I'm a bit of a summarizer myself.
I really have this feeling like the moment we attack, the effigies are gonna come alive and attack us.
Do you want to test that theory?
No! I would like to carefully wander my way outside of the effigies over here.
Alright, so you're slowly walking your way around.
Just careful not stepping on any branches. And
I'll say you don't need to make another stealth check. We'll go off your previous one.
alright.
Making your way around, the smell of dried blood and decaying flesh is immediately prevalent as you start getting closer to these effigies. And you hear the sound of what sounds like flickering flames from inside the helmets. It seems these are somewhat candles or some sort of light from inside of them. Making your way further around. Just as you're about to come across and you start seeing the front portion of the face of this knoll, we'll go ahead and shift to the rest of the party. Niram, is there anything you'd like to do at this point in time?
Niram would look at the situation and, based off his own judgment, move into a 15-foot radius of the chanting knoll, weapon drawn,
So
ready
you're
to
going to
strike.
enter into the circle. You're going to enter into the circle effigies.
He will.
All right.
So I have a question.
I have an answer.
Is this within 10 minutes of... Hold on, actually, just making sure it's that long of a thing.
All
Sure,
right.
pulled up the spell. Give me a quick second. Trying to see. Yeah, is this was this up to 10 minutes of Zoram ritual casting
Yes.
detect magic?
Well, doing that, you would have had to cast it. You've been constantly moving, so ritually casting it while moving is not something you can do. However,
Okay.
If you wanted to wait here while Rowan and Niram are doing their stuff and you
Yeah.
cast it over 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll say it'll be about the tail end of it, so it'll be up now.
Is he getting any magical vibes from those
Yes.
effigies?
There's a lot of magic coming from them. And it's not just a magic, it's a curse.
Oh. Hold on, I'm just reading the spell here. See a faint aura. Any visible creatures or objects in the area. There's magic of any kind. You learn the school of magic. So, does it have a school of magic that's under?
No. General magic.
Just general magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Though the potency of it is like that of a curse.
Okay. So, how strong do these effigies look?
You have no idea.
They are effigies.
Like
They look like scarecrows.
Oh. Hmm.
Very.
I'm sorry, but I just get.
You can
bad
try and
vibes from
push.
I get
being called a
fiddlesticks
scarecrow.
vibe.
You
I
can
get
try and
this.
you can try and push one over if you want.
I don't want to get close enough to touch one.
Great. May I blow
You're
out
in a
the
forest,
candle?
pick up a stick.
May I try to blow out the candle of this
Alright.
effigy?
Kind of lean forward as you start coming towards the face of it. And the faint flickering torchlight as your face gets closer and closer. The
Oh,
smell of rotting.
He's not
you're
gonna
using
get
magic.
that close. No. He's just gonna try to.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. But as you come close to it, the smell of rotting death is of the air. And due to your previous perception, you smell rotten eggs, sulfur. And
He's gonna
And-
back away.
yeah, you just immediately blow it and back away, and you seize the candle inside. Flickers back to life.
He is going to cast Minor Illusion. Give me a
Just say
second.
you're about there now.
He's gonna like back out of the circle.
Oh, out.
He's not-
Okay.
Yeah, he does not want to be in the circle. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this should technically be in range.
Yeah. You know it is.
I got a question.
And he's going to cast Minor Illusion here with the
Mhm.
sound of footsteps running this way.
Okay.
I have a question. The
Yes.
note said, circle green square death.
Mm.
Okay.
It was
He
a bunch
also
of
said
nonsense
sky
words. Bunch of
and
nonsense
cloud,
words.
I think.
He said
So-
sky as well.
Nero,
Mhm.
as you're walking your way into the circle, the moment you seem to break this circle, this barrier, you just feel something cold crawl up the back of your skin. See as this knoll slowly turns around to face you.
So it
You
knows
see
that.
there's a very soft and withering life to this knoll. You see the flesh is dry and cracked, multiple scars denoting across its body. You see it is bleeding heavily, much more than any normal thing of even how frail it looks should be bleeding and still be alive. You look at its face up from the scars of its torso and chest, and you see the face only has one eye.
I will be right back.
Understood. You see as the cloak is still over it, and the smell of blood and viscera still covers it. It just looks at you, speaks in a language you do not know.
Niram is invisible though.
That
Yeah,
apparently doesn't
he
matter
is.
here.
God.
He
Yep.
is
Oh
invisible.
no.
Doesn't matter if they have blind sight. or magical detection, because I'd be a glowing fucking
sight.
outline.
True sight would see it. Blind sight.
True
would.
sight as well. Blind sight would also see it.
Blind sight would, yeah, because that relies by sounds, doesn't it?
Yep. Sound, smells, any other sense that isn't reliant on vision.
See, as Noel just talks and you don't understand what he's saying. But Zoram, you catch the very soft speak that this Noel is speaking of. And it actually seems much more civilized than any Noel you've heard. And Clyde, you hear it as well. Breaking into the grove is not something they will allow. You should leave now. I'm the only thing keeping them here.
At this point, Nerem's going to put away his weapon, seeing that the Knoll in front of him is not immediately aggressive.
I mean, you don't know that.
I don't know that. But also,
but the demeanor it has is definitely non-hostile.
Yeah.
It is not outwardly facing towards you.
Yep.
So Zoram is actually going to say, hey, I'm getting a lot of bad magic from these effigies. Probably not a good idea.
Who are you saying this to?
Whoever's close by to him.
The only people who can hear him are Clyde and Volus.
So it'd probably be best to not touch them.
Okay, Nerem's gonna... Even though he doesn't
immediately go to touch them. I'm putting money on it. The moment I say that.
Okay,
I was about to say, I'm about to be fucking hilarious.
Nerem would like to, after sheathing his weapon, back away slowly, seeing that the creature is not, the Knoll is not hostile. They've tried to communicate. Silently will just retreat out. Back to his compatriots, though with a bit of distance because of the chill he got earlier.
Understood.
And in Draconic, he will ask Zoram, "Did you get any of that? Because I did not understand them."
I don't speak that language. But I'm just gonna tell you now. Don't get close to those effigies.
Yeah, kind of figured. Valis, did you catch anything?
I heard what he said.
And what would that be? I feel really uncomfortable not being able to, answer.
Apparently something along the lines of circle, green, square, death. So.
Yeah, but the second part, did you catch that one?
No.
If people were talking over it, no, I did not hear that.
No.
Allow me to re-explain. Remember, guys, if you ever miss anything and you don't hear me say it, please, I don't care if you need to scream, just say, I need you to recap what just happened, okay?
Gotcha.
Alright, so, what he said was he was looking back towards Nerem, and he said, you should leave. They don't allow others in here. I'm the only one keeping them here.
They said something along the lines of we should leave, and he's the only one that's keeping them here. Them, I'm assuming, is the orcs or whatever's greater than the orcs. Probably trolls. Essentially, it's the warning of get the hell out of here.
Or whatever cursed energy is of these effigies.
You, as you're all talking, you start hearing what sounds like a very soft chanting.
Coming from the cloaked figure?
No. It's almost as if it's coming from the trees. It sounds orcish.
Which trees?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't know that Treants spoke Orcish.
Damn.
I am the Lorax. Tell us.
I speak for the trees and
The trees speak Vietnamese.
The knoll kind of gives you, almost like an Indiana Jones, gives you a soft wave. You should leave now. They're coming. And
Rowan
turns
is
back
what did they say?
around and starts going prostrate again before the
Rowan-
goat effigy.
Rowan is going to do probably the smartest thing he's done all campaign and get the fuck back to the group.
Really?
You guys immediately
wonder.
start hearing a very, very rapid succession of footsteps, still invisible.
So, Volus, did you catch what he just said?
Yes, he said that we should leave now because he's the only thing that's stopping whatever's coming. That I'm assuming is the orcs, and they don't usually allow people to leave. So
Well, I
It's a
guess
warning.
we should take up that offer and get out of here.
You can, let's go.
You hear the very panicked voice of Rowan.
I tried blowing out the candle, it didn't go out. Let's go.
Are you okay, Rowan?
No,
Do you need
let's
to
go.
talk?
Are you okay? No.
When a scandal is more scary than a dungeon full of like watered bloated zombies.
Yeah, but the difference
hear
is
me
the
out.
candles
The
are
water.
unexplainable.
Yeah, the candles. You can't explain that, huh?
How do
yes,
you
it just didn't
explain
blow
the
hard enough.
zombie?
Forgot.
It's but zombies through necromancy.
It's a common concept. That shit's freaky. The candles?
Scandal can be explained through magic too.
Yeah, but not magic. I know. So let's get the fuck out.
You guys start hearing even more of this chanting. Those of you who speak Orcish, it sounds like they're saying hunger.
Is my
Feast.
comprehend language still working?
Yes.
Oh god.
Oh, uh-oh.
Rowan. You just like hear the fucking just a.
You all immediately turn over, and pretty much in a cartoonish way, you just start seeing twigs snapping as an invisible figure is currently running away very quickly.
Clyde's just gonna convey to the rest of the group. Yeah, the trees are speaking hunger and there's something running away.
I'm sorry, but
Just start heading back to the.
this is way more funny than it actually should be. This scenario is way more funny than it actually should be.
As Zorm is currently laughing his ass off, Clyde, you're trying to run and get the fuck out.
Yep.
Niram, Volus, what are you guys doing as Zorm is staying there just kind of laughing his ass off?
He does prepare a
Well,
spell,
this
but
is
is trying to
the-
do the most sensible thing, at least in his opinion, and wait for the others to start retreating, since he knows he
Okay.
can get away from these things.
You can't fly.
Naram's just gonna grab Zoram by the cuff and drag him along.
Volus, in your high noble aspect, you try to stay behind until something very, very large grabs you and starts dragging
No, not
you.
Valus. Zoram, who's
Oh,
currently giggling his ass off.
Apologies.
That
Zoram.
was OOC that I was laughing, but okay.
It makes it better. It makes it better. It makes it
Make
better.
it sound like Zorm's some sort of insane person.
That's
And
fine,
you
though.
aren't?
I don't think so.
I have
I
by
hope
I
not.
consider that by default all artificers are just mad scientists.
I mean, you got ones that usually make miniguns, so it's to be expected. I mean, what?
Alright, so. You guys immediately turn around and just start booking it away. You all hear the sound of heavy. It sounds like almost heavy mounds of flesh dropping from the trees and landing on the ground. Anybody want to turn around and look?
I'm gonna
Well,
turn around
considering-
while I'm
We're
running.
gonna keep running.
Considering Zorm's probably getting carried, I guess Zorm's the only one able to look.
No,
Yes,
same with the
Zora.
Vientis, since he's still technically there. He didn't run yet.
All right, Zoram, you're looking behind you, and Clyde, as you're just running away. Rowan, you keep an eye out as you're running, and you look over your shoulder, and with just your passive perception, you see as what looks to be heavy figures immediately start dropping and falling from the trees. It looks to be a few of them.
It's the trees. They spoke in Vietnamese. Now they're pissed.
Oh gosh, we're in Vietnam. I didn't realize.
Oh my god.
Flashback.
May I play something on the music pod?
No.
Oh, I was gonna play Fortunate Son.
We'll play that later. Okay, we'll play it later.
I'm
You
just
could play it now if you
imagining
wanted to. It's muted on the stream end.
Oh, we have more than one bot.
I know.
Anyway.
I've muted all of them.
But you watch as these huge mounds of flesh impact into the ground. And Volus, as you just stand there, the ground quakes beneath you. You look at the knoll and see there is no movement coming from it. You look at these huge orcs that seem to slowly amble their way up, the chanting only stopping as they seem to have impacted in the ground. Not even landing on their feet, just falling and whack, landing on the ground.
Well, those are
Darn,
definitely.
that's a big boy right there.
There's literally 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of them at least that can be seen.
That is a big boy.
I went
Yes.
under 2 of these.
Yes.
Oh my.
Have you ever seen a purple orc?
No.
Yes, we call them Thanos by mistake.
I'm getting flashbacks to LO2C. No.
Alright. As these orcs slowly start rising up from the ground, Volus, you're just standing there. What are you doing?
I'm gonna do something funny. Volus is going to first use a sorcery point to make this into a bonus action.
Okay.
And while they're, I'm assuming they're all prone, or at least most of them are prone because they literally fell.
I mean, prone? I mean, they're slowly getting up, so yeah, technically they're still prone, yeah.
Okay, well, this side I'm doing for a minor action is a Tidal Wave.
Okay.
I have a question. Do you have the spell slot for it?
Yes, I do. One last spell slot.
Okay, good
So
luck.
where are you casting Tidal Wave?
It would be, design-wise, this would be the Tidal Wave. And it's going that way.
in that direction. Ooh, that's gonna hit the effigies. Alright.
Wait, hold up. Let's see, because I'm making it that size, so...
These effigies are stapled to the trees. They are
I did
on the
see
tree.
this
No, they
one.
are on the trees.
Okay, I didn't see this one. Actually, then I'll...
No, you didn't see it. You still declared it.
Dang it. Okay, fine. Screw it.
So as you clap your hands together and throw out this aura of magic, you immediately see as the ground beneath you starts to bubble and boil as water starts to surface, until a huge sheening wall of water emerges. You watch as it slowly topples over and starts spilling over onward. You watch as it takes over the tree, and you see as it threatens to knock it over, but you watch as it immediately impacts into the effigy, and you all simultaneously hear a shrieking sound.
It's
And
fatal.
it is not human. As you hear this shriek as the water impacts it, you immediately look over Volus, and you start seeing the other effigies immediately start writhing around on the stapled bands that they're currently attached to on the trees, as if some sort of automaton has been suddenly rudely awakened. You watch as the orcs that have just suddenly fallen immediately get impacted by the wave. They do fail their save, so you can go ahead and roll damage on that.
Okay. Just need to get it. Spells.
This is
Roll.
exactly what I'm imagining.
What is it you're imagining?
Look on the mic.
Oh,
Yep, freaking. I hate Windows 10 sometimes.
what do you mean?
I was using my scroll wheel, and my scroll wheel just decided, let's zoom in on Tabletop Sim so people can't see the entire freaking board. Lovely.
That's terrifying.
Alright, so you guys run out.
Look,
No.
out of all the chaotic shit we've done, this is mild at best. Okay, tidal wave.
The damage.
8 plus 8. That's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 28.
28? You gave him a pat on the back. Very nice. As it impacts into them, you immediately see as the chanting from there stops.
No.
And they slowly turn their head and start looking at you, and almost in an audible sound of cracking bone and dry flesh, they start turning back and looking at you.
And I still have my
And
action.
watch as one of them drops his hand back, and you see as it grabs onto what looks to be a heavy-looking stone and hoists it into the air.
I still have my action though.
You do?
Yes, I do. Let's see. I am going to. Here's a question: are we allowed to use bonus actions as an action?
No.
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 Okay. I'm going to make this interesting and do 2 firebolts using another sorcery point on the 2 orcs that I just hit.
Okay.
So first one is a 23. Second one
Hits.
is a dirty 20.
Hits. Roll some damage.
One takes 13 fire damage. The other one takes 16.
Very nice. It looks like you did something to them.
And he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 40.
As you turn to run, you hear the sound of... And you start hearing the sound of... And it's getting closer. It sounds like something was just thrown after you. Does a 22 hit?
Oh my god.
Okay.
As you are running, I need... Where's my other D12?
I guess it's 50 D12s. What?
Oh, it's only 3. Oh, come on, where are you, son of a bitch?
Still terrifying.
Ah, there you are. Right. You take 13 points of bludgeoning damage. As suddenly, as you turn around, whack! You just immediately get hit in the left shoulder that just clobbers into your body, and this heavy stone just shatters on you. And I need you to make me a dex save, see if you can keep from getting knocked prone.
21.
Yeah! By the grace of whatever god you pray to, you somehow manage to continue running, your feet just managing to spin and twirl about, keeping a desperate air of energy. You immediately just start sprinting after the group. And the screeching you hear has not stopped. And it's starting to get louder. It seems whatever it is was now chasing you.
Volus, what the fuck did you just
Don't even start with me. Out of all the
As
shit
all of you
guys
are
do,
running, you immediately turn over, and you just see Volus curly shit.
I mean, we heard that giant impact, right?
Oh yeah.
Volus, the fuck did you just do? What the hell did you just unleash?
I at
Oh
least
god.
unleash as much as I would. Doesn't even matter at this point. Let's just get the hell out of here because we're gonna
I'm
get
gonna
chased either
check
way.
up on some people, so just DM me whenever you need me.
We will.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye.
Take care.
Anyway, moving on. So, as you guys make your mad dash through, you do hear the sound of the heavy kind of heavy footsteps stops after about a minute or so. But the screeching doesn't.
Oh, that's comforting.
Is it getting
And as you
quieter or-
guys get... No, it's not getting quieter. As you guys all get into the cart to the horses and immediately just... And immediately start taking off, and the heavy wheels of the cart taking you as quickly as possible. You start seeing candlelight at the edge of the thicket that just follows you
Oh no.
like eyes. Unblinking, unwavering.
We so fucked.
And that's what we'll end tonight's session.
Great.
So fucked.
Are we getting chased by giant orcs and freaking come alive effigies?
Something
Apparently, from what
worse.
Graves
I
is
think
saying, the
there's
footsteps
something
stop.
Way
So-
worse.
The orcs aren't after you. I'll say that. The orcs aren't after you.
Damn, and here that.
Something is keeping up with us on horseback.
Well, we just got in the cart. We didn't move the cart.
Watch it be wraiths or something else incorporeal.
I'm thinking the same.
Time to get some banishment up in here. I mean, what?
Well,
Oh boy, time for
Anyway.
possession.
Oh boy!
oh boy, here I go killing again.
Oh!
Yes, we're all just natural
Anyway.
mass murderers, and this is the only way we can
So,
go.
as this ends up happening, if we go ahead and end tonight's session there, I will go ahead and say yes. The trees no longer speak Vietnamese; they speak Orcish.
No, they speak Scree.
Anyway,
I hate you for that one.
for all of you in Twitch, hello there. How are you? As beautiful as ever, I know. But enough of me doting on you, and let me kind of spruce ourselves up a little bit. We hope you enjoyed. Hello there. But if you didn't, well, that fucking sucks. Anyway, if you did happen to enjoy our little escapades of horror here, and the little bit of degeneracy that we got into earlier on, you guys can go ahead and follow our little Discord that we have, and Behemoth can go ahead and put that up in the chat.
Yep. Let me just do that real quick. Oh, I just realized something. I might need to
Uh-oh.
re-enable a command real quick.
Uh-oh.
That's fine.
He wasn't.
That's on the
Ah.
fly.
But
it
anyway,
wasn't record.
as our Discord might tell, if you guys have any questions, either be it for me, for Behemoth, you guys can go ahead and ask him, and I and or him are more than happy to answer them. If you have any questions on to when we are going to be having more of our games, you can go ahead and find us just about every Saturday, unless something borks up. But every Saturday, roughly about 2 o'clock p.m. East to about, I believe that's 8 p.m. German Central Time to about European Standard Time. Anywho, if you so happen to like us, perhaps you could drop us a follow, maybe? Maybe. But I know, I can't whore myself out to beg you. But I could beg for a subscription, maybe. Maybe just a small one, please. Please. Anywho, if you want to find out what happened previously to our beloved party, you guys can go ahead and check out our YouTube channel that they have set up. But with any else of that, we really do hope you enjoyed. If there is anything else that you guys could do, I'll go ahead and hand it over to Behemoth for that. And he can take over and, well, separate out what's going on.
All right.
Just
Thank you very much for that. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you've had a blast. If not, well, that's just how it is, I guess. But anyways, yeah, as Great mentioned, we're going to be streaming a session hopefully every Saturday at around 8 p.m. Central European time, which would translate to about 2 p.m. Eastern time. There will be a half-hour variance window on that, just due to the nature of people have shit to do. That's it, basically. If sessions don't happen, I will try to keep notifications on the Discord server and all that jazz. But aside from that, if you wish to see other stuff other than D&D, like, I heard a new Monster Hunter game released recently, and I've been addicted. So I might stream a bit more of that if my life doesn't literally murder me. But other than that, hope you enjoyed, and hope you have a lovely evening.